Africa? They're bound to have food there.
Think you know McDonald's? Travel outside the U.S. and you'll find more than Big Macs and McNuggets. Let's check out the top 10 McDonald's Africa menu items.
I'm not on the menu.
Boerie Single Burger.
A new burger every single day?
Have you ever tried boerewors before? Boerewors are a popular style of sausage from South Africa. So, of course, it just had to make it onto the African McD's menu in the form of the Boerie Single Burger. This simple burger is made using a seasoned Boerie patty topped with fresh caramelized onions, ketchup, and mustard between a soft, lightly toasted bun. But what the Boerie Single Burger lacks in fancy toppings, it more than makes up for an authentic South African flavor.
Yes, it's African.
That being said, it isn't your only option if you're at McDonald's looking for a taste of boerewors. You may want to consider ordering it for breakfast. The Boerie and Egg Burger allows you to start your day with all the same toppings that you'd get from the Boerie Single Burger, except nestled on top of a fluffy egg. It's a filling breakfast for sure, and you might want to ask them to cut down a bit on the ketchup if you're hoping to get a good taste of those classic Boerie flavors. What better way is there to mix African and American flavors? And if you're looking for something a little different, the Boerie Hash Brown Stack is another must-try. This burger still offers the same Boerie patty and caramelized onions, but this time it comes with one of McDonald's famous hash browns inside the burger, as well as a healthy heaping of jalapeno sauce. Now those are a good mix of flavors.
Yeah, it's very smooth.
Chicken Foldover.
How do you fold it? Do you fold it in half like a piece of paper and drop it in the pot, or what do you do?
McDonald's offers a lot of different types of sandwiches, but the chicken foldover is unlike anything you've ever tried from the chain before. It's an easy favorite among South African diners, offering 2 tender patties of juicy grilled chicken, crispy shredded lettuce, fresh slivers of onion, and succulent slices of tomato, all wrapped up in a soft, warm flatbread.
Perfectly balanced. This whole thing should be.
The spicy version of the chicken foldover is served with a hot sauce that will definitely leave you panting at the end of the meal, but you also have the option of ordering it with a garlic mayo sauce if spicy foods aren't your thing. Although it's known as a chicken foldover on McDonald's African menus, you may be able to find a similar item under different names at a few McDonald's locations in other countries. In fact, the chicken foldover was originally served in a pita bread instead of a flatbread. They began experimenting with pita sandwiches back in 2001 when McDonald's released a version of their Big Mac served on a pita in Greece. The very next year, they switched out the Big Mac fillings for grilled chicken and began offering these delicious wraps elsewhere. It became known as the McArabia in Arab countries and Pakistan, or the chicken foldover in South Africa, Singapore, and Malaysia. When McDonald's tried to offer a similar item in Norway under the name McAfrica in 2002, however, they ran into a bit of hot water. McDonald's had tried to sell the pita as an authentic taste of African flavors, but considering many regions in Africa were dealing with a famine at the time, it was considered to be in poor taste and removed from menus. Looks like you're going to have to travel to Africa if you want to get a taste of the chicken foldover.
I just want to taste it.
South African breakfast.
I love breakfast.
If you're looking for a breakfast that comes with all the local staples, look no further than McDonald's South African breakfast plate. We know it's going to be hard to resist the allure of starting your day with either the Boerie Hash Brown Stack or the Boerie and Egg Burger, but the good news is that you can get a taste of boerewors in the South African breakfast as well. This hearty platter offers you not one, but 2 delicious and salty Boerie patties, alongside a serving of grilled onions, scrambled eggs, a slice of tomato, French fries, and a lightly toasted bun. The bun is pretty much the same standard fare that you would get if you ordered a McDonald's burger, and so it isn't all too uncommon to see diners stacking their South African breakfast up to turn it into a burger. The great part in all this is that you have the option of measuring out your own breakfast burger fillings according to your tastes. And everything the South African breakfast comes with tastes equally as great when eaten on its own. The scrambled eggs always come to your plate light and fluffy, and ordering the South African breakfast is pretty much much the only way you're going to get scrambled eggs from McDonald's in Africa. In any case, you're guaranteed to get a ton of food to start out your day.
Eat like a panda.
Before we move on, if it's your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much.
You are the best.
McVeggie Burger.
It's a what? A veggie burger?
If you're looking to find a vegetarian option on the McDonald's menu in Africa, then the McVeggie Burger is definitely for you. The battered and breaded patty is made using a mix of vegetables and spices, including peas, corn, carrots, green beans, potatoes, and onion, rather than the more typical Impossible burgers that you tend to find in fast food restaurants stateside. The spices are heavily inspired by an Indian curry-like dish, and this might be because the McVeggie Burger was actually first introduced to an Indian audience when McDonald's opened their first vegetarian-only restaurant in India back in 2012. The McVeggie Burger also comes served with fresh onion slivers, crunchy lettuce, a slice of tomato, and, of course, mustard and ketchup. The McVeggie Burger has come under fire from some fans when McDonald's admitted that it wasn't an entirely vegetarian option, since the patty can become contaminated with meat during the cooking process. But others still consider the McVeggie to at least be a step in the right direction during a time when more and more diners are exploring plant-based options.
Vegetarian means there's no meat in it whatsoever.
Oh, that's my favorite hook!
McFeast.
Let the feast begin.
The McFeast is a burger that is sure to leave you feeling full, if you're able to finish eating the whole thing. It's made on a massive 4.5-inch sesame seed bun, which is so large that it actually stays warmer for longer after being toasted. The McFeast is served with 2 thick patties of pure beef and 2 tasty slices of slightly melted cheddar cheese in between the 2 patties, along with classic onions, tomatoes, and lettuce. For sauce, the McFeast offers you a mix between the creamy McChicken sauce as well as the authentically South African taste of delicious braai sauce. Braai is sort of like the South African equivalent to barbecue sauce, and it's usually served with a meat that's been cooked slowly over a fire rather than anything that's been prepared over a gas grill. It may take a few bites for you to get used to it if braai isn't necessarily something you're accustomed to eating, but considering how similar it tastes to barbecue sauce, we imagine that it won't take you long to consider the McFeast another McWin for the chain.
Shut up and take my money.
McFizz. If you're looking for something refreshing to wash down all that good yet greasy food when you're ordering off the McDonald's menu in South Africa, then we'd definitely recommend their line of McFizz drinks. Imagine drinking a flavored Sprite and you have a pretty good idea of what to expect from a McFizz. It's a great way to beat the blistering African heat, and the drink comes in such a variety of flavors that you'd be sure to find something to suit your tastes. McDonald's makes them by combining Sprite with a flavored syrup, and so you can feel free to ask them to mix and match flavors if you want, and so long as you aren't making your order from the automatic kiosks. Their green apple McFizz is perfect for anyone who enjoys a little touch of sourness with their soda, while the watermelon McFizz is a subtle taste with just the perfect amount of sweetness to it. But if you were wondering which McFizz flavor comes with the highest recommendation, that honor would definitely have to go to their passion fruit McFizz, with its deliciously tart hints of tanginess and sweetness that's sure to have you feeling refreshed after a long day in the sun. Add one of these to your meal in place of that boring everyday fountain drink for a more complete experience.
I want to try it.
Mega McMuffin.
Hey, what's my Egg McMuffin?
When you're feeling a little extra hungry in the morning, or if you're looking to fuel a long day while you're on vacation in South Africa, we'd recommend ordering the Mega McMuffin for breakfast. This has got to be one of the heartiest items on the menu, filled up with so much protein that you may just have to take your time eating it. You start out with not 1, but 2 patties of lightly seasoned chicken sausage stacked on top of one another with a slice of gooey cheddar cheese placed lovingly in between the 2 of them. And that isn't the end of it. On top of your chicken sausage patties, you'll also get a delicious roll of smoked chicken, as well as a griddle-fried egg that's been doused in a whole bunch of sweet and tangy ketchup for flavor. The Mega McMuffin is then served between a warm, lightly buttered English muffin that's been toasted for just a bit of crunch in every bite. This is one of those items that would definitely do well on an American menu as well, making us all wonder why it hasn't crossed the ocean quite yet. If you wanted to order the Mega McMuffin as a meal, then it will also come to your plate along with a flaky, warm hash brown and McDonald's famously smooth, rich coffee. But considering how filling this McMuffin is on its own, you may just want to order it as is. Chili Cheese Double.
It's true, we do love our chili.
You may have seen a cheeseburger green chili double on the American McD's menu at one time, but the chili cheese double from Africa is something entirely different. For one thing, the spice is provided by an entirely different type of pepper. While the American version takes its inspiration from the green chili movement of New Mexico, the chili cheese double takes a more nacho-like approach by offering diners a bed of crunchy jalapeno slices on top of their burger. Add on to that a mix of spicy hot sauce alongside the warmth of gooey nacho cheese sauce piled high on top of 2 pure beef patties with a slice of melted cheddar cheese placed between them, and you have yourself a burger that's overflowing with pure chili cheese flavor. This burger is an easy favorite among South African diners, and it's good enough to put America's cheeseburger green chili double to shame. If you wanted to order it as a meal, you'd be able to get it with a side of McDonald's iconic French fries, or if you so wanted, a bowl of tasty fresh corn instead.
I love cone. Cone.
Cajun Chicken. Here's another item that you're going to be shocked hasn't made it onto American menus yet. McDonald's Cajun Chicken. Considering Cajun flavorings have their beginnings in Louisiana, you'd think that it would be available stateside. If the amount of chicken options available on McDonald's African menu proves anything, it's that South African diners most definitely enjoy chicken burgers. This one comes with a chicken patty that's been seasoned and battered in a tasty hot Cajun spice, and it's definitely spicy enough to have you reaching for that refreshing McFizz while you eat it. The chicken patty is then topped with a single slice of cheddar cheese, a handful of crispy shredded lettuce, and a juicy tomato slice.
You don't win French with salad. You don't win French with salad.
Before being covered in their creamy McChicken sauce to cut that spice a little bit. The whole thing is then served between a sesame seed bun that's been lightly toasted. McDonald's has experimented with Cajun Chicken McWraps on their U.S. menus in the past, but considering just how popular the burger is among African diners, we're hoping that it's just a matter of time before we start seeing it make its way into local McD's sometime soon. Caramel Dip Cone.
You got an ice cream cone.
Are you looking for a sweet treat to finish your meal off? Well, can we recommend ordering a caramel dip cone while you're ordering from McDonald's African menu? It's sort of similar to the vanilla soft serve cone that you can order at any American McDonald's, except this one is actually dipped in a layer of smooth and creamy caramel. This rich robe of sweet goodness actually adds a lot to the dessert and leaves us wondering why we don't see something like this in America. And believe it or not, if caramel isn't exactly your flavor of choice, you can have your vanilla soft serve cone dipped in chocolate as well. The soft serve is equally as creamy and sweet as anything you can find in the States, but having the option to dip it definitely elevates the treat quite a bit. And if you're looking for something a little more simple, you can also get a vanilla ice cream cone that comes served with a small chocolate wafer on the side. It's clear to see that the options for dessert at McDonald's in Africa are just a little bit sweeter than they are in the States. Stick around for another great video. Just tap or click and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.